Hey guys, how's it going? Back with another video here. Today we're going to be changing the drive belt on my e92 330D n57. Now I've actually already done this, so these are actually my old parts. So there you have the tensioner, one idler pulley. This is the lower one. As you can see, it's grooved because it's not been changed in 100,000 miles. And here's the other one, slightly smaller one. Yeah. So first off, to get to the drive belt, you want to remove these three Torx bits. I believe they're a T20. Yep, T20. Now with those three Torx out the way, this just pulls out and just set it aside. Next, to give yourself a bit more room, you want to remove, I suppose, a snorkel to the air intake. There's two tabs either side. One round of here, you'll feel it, it's like a little lump, and on the other side as well. So if you pinch them both together and pull, and just like that, that comes out. Set that to the side. Just keep a little tub for your little screws, little Torx bits. Now to remove the radiator, you want to disconnect this plug here, press this tab here, the tab on the back side, press them together, and he says press them together. Yeah, press the two tabs together and pull. So that tab there, that tab there. If you want a bit more room, just remove it from its housing like that and just set it aside, just down there. Next, you want to remove the radiator. So there is a Torx bit here. You want to unscrew that. I believe that screw was a T25 from here. Torx 25. Set that to the side. Now, as you can see, it just lifts straight up. There's a little, let's see if I can get a torque. There's a little locator just here. If I can get it, see that up? See it goes in, out, just behind there. So that's where you know where it slots in. However, on this side here, see this little bit here, just there, little tab, it just needs pulling towards the engine, that little tab there. So I need two hands for this, so you'll pull that forward like that and then lift this side out first. It'll come out, so you want to lift this side up towards the engine, lean it, and then pull it straight up. So with that out of its housing now, that side doesn't really matter. It should just pull straight out like that, and just set that to the side. Now we can have a much better view at the belt. So this belt currently I have in is brand new. It's probably got 500 miles on it or so. Now what I did first was, see the tensioner just there, the tensioner, got 16mm on that bolt. Just to make it a lot easier for myself, I just used a breaker bar and I just held it clockwise, and then from here I just pulled the belt all the way off, and then that should relieve the belt. What I would recommend doing before that is probably drawing a diagram. So probably start off here, a big circle, another circle up here, circle, and then just run a pencil between all those circles, and that will give you a diagram. Next, after removing the belt, you need a screwdriver. for the idler pulley above in this gap here. You can use a screwdriver or a pick tool, just put it in there and this plastic cap comes off, and it should be here, this one. So there's a plastic cap for this, and it's a T50. It's quite easy to remove, nothing too difficult. Once that is removed, that one there, I then removed the bolt that holds in the tensioner. I didn't bother locking it off or anything by putting a pin or a screwdriver or anything in there. So I removed this here, and then this is my old one. See that? That's the locking pin. That's actually the locking pin for the new one, but I just put it in for illustration purposes. Just so you do not remove this pin when installing the new one. You need to keep that in, and it will make it so much easier when it comes to putting your belt on. As you can see, there's also a locating pin. Now what I did was, because I did struggle with this a little bit, is I put this tensioner into the housing, put the bolt through and threaded it through a few threads. I proceeded to just twist this until it just locked in, and in which case I just put it on the end of my impact ratchet and then just drove it back into its place. So you've installed this one first, reinstall this one first, next install this one that goes just above the tensioner, and now this one, you have a bigger one. Now you won't be able to get these confused because this one's ridge, this one's got all these ridges across it, and it's a lot bigger. I think this is about, I think it was 80 mil. The other one's 55. Now this one is down, so you got your tensioner there, it's there, right next to behind this, just behind this line. And what you do is, again, you get a screwdriver behind the cap, pop it off, and it's also a T50. It's a T50 bolt. So what I did was I removed the bolt and just pushed it down. Now there is a shim on the back of these. Can't really get it wrong. Here it is. Just look at the old one. The same way the old one's orientated, you want to put the shim on the same way, or the washer, whatever you want to call it. You want to put that on the same way. And then just, yeah, drive this one home. So now with all your idler pulleys in, so you've replaced this one, you've put your new tensioner in, and you replaced this one. I tightened them all down to 38 Newton meters. Now I know some say that's too tight for the two idler pulleys. However, I've been running the car like this and I don't think it's an issue at all. I actually found the torque value for this to be 38 Newton meters. However, I couldn't find the one for this one, so I just decided just to tighten it all down the same. But yeah, never had a problem. Then what to do is you want to route your belt. You want to put your belt back on. So now get to your drawing, route it however you did it in your drawing, and then you need a pair of pliers to remove the pin. Now once you pull that pin out, it'll tighten up the belt and it'll all be under tension. Now this belt's actually the smaller belt because I don't have power steering. I've got electric power steering, which is why this is here. This is like a replacement for the electric power steering. So yeah, once that's done, you route it all around, and then now, yeah, just rebuild the whole car back together. When you're inserting your fan, you have these two locator pins that sit there and there on the back of the radiator. Sorry, it's not those ones, it's the ones at the bottom. Them ones sit on the back of the intercooler. They're the ones you want to put those two tabs in. Now with the radiator back in, located in the tab down there, and the tab there, and the two tabs that sit in the intercooler, you can proceed to put your T25 back in. Now with that back in, you can reinstall your plug. Yep. locate it back into its housings. Yep. And then just proceed to put your snorkel back in with your three T20s. I would say that this tensioner kit was fairly inexpensive. I did buy all the parts separately, so that was all separate, including the belt was separate. These are INA, the two pulleys and the tensioner, they were all INA. However, my belt was Ferry Bilstein, and I've not had a problem at the moment with it or anything. I know they're not probably the best belts, however, but you know, you gotta try some products out, don't you? But yeah, I thought I'd just kind of replace these with a like for like. It was fairly inexpensive. I think the whole kit cost me about 85 quid. I bought them all off of eBay, but using the correct part numbers from real OEM. I recommend you use that to find out which parts you need, just in case you do have power steering, and then you can use it, you know, to suit your car rather than my own. But yeah, cheers guys. It was just a quick video just to help people out and stuff, you know, with winter coming up and everything. But yeah, have a great day guys.